you become the 13. It's mild dirt track number. That's a good number. Yeah, they were all real superstitious when I was running dirt, so I painted a turquoise and white car with a 13 on it, and I'd eat peanuts and throw the holes in my competitors' cars. Just inside of 3 minutes left in practice for the Loose Lug Nut Stand Up for Cancer Memorial Race. Got an impressive field tonight. We were just commenting there's less than 2 tenths separating first from ninth, so really a class act of a field tonight. It should be a really competitive race. We'll be going to qualifying here in about 2 minutes. Currently, Keith Haney in the 029 set the fastest lap on the track. And James Haney in the 051's leading the cleanup spot ninth at 28.862. So you could throw a blanket over the entire field at this point. So anything can happen in qualifying, and obviously anything's going to happen in the race. It should be really good. This race is in memory of Ben Pruitt, Wes Holland's uncle, who lost his fight with cancer. Ben drove a transporter for NASCAR teams. Been in NASCAR most all his life, so it seems fitting that we would have a memorial race for him here at Charlotte, which is near the home of all the NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and most of the Truck Series teams. All the trucks are on pit road. They're making final adjustments, air pressure changes, etc., to get ready for qualifying, which starts in about 30 seconds. Qualifying underway for the Loose Lug Nuts TV special event. The Stand Up for Cancer Memorial Race honoring Mr. Ben Pruitt. Mr. Pruitt worked hauling cars to tracks each week for NASCAR and merchandise trailers as well, and hauling V8 supercars in Australia. On March 16th, he was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer, and on May 31st, he lost that battle. In Ben's honor, we are proud to bring to you tonight awareness and help fight against brain cancer, and we encourage you to consider making a donation at curebraincancer.org.au. So far, 4 trucks have made qualifying attempts. Wes Holland, no surprise to anybody that knows anything about the Loose Lug Nuts competition here. The number 4 Freaky Fast Jimmy John's Bud Light Chevrolet, currently sitting on the pole at a 28.699. Brian Tribble, who was one of the faster trucks in practice, is currently sitting at a 28.743, second fastest in qualifying. We'll see how any of this stands with a few more laps in. $99 in qualifying, so he's found a little bit more between practice and qualifying, and possibly some of the adjustments the team made to the truck before they went out for qualifying, so should be an interesting race. We're back with you. Teams are gridding up now for the start of the Loose Lug Nuts Stand Up for Cancer Memorial Race honoring Ben Pruitt. Go through the starting lineup for you. Sitting on the front row in the pole position, the number 4 Freaky Fast Jimmy John's Busch Light Chevrolet of Wes Holland. Outside of him, the number 22 Shell Pennzoil, Toyota of Brian Tribble. In the third position, the number 13 Chevrolet of Travis Zudema. That's the Snap-on Chevrolet. Starting next to him, Dode Hodgkins the number 66 Green Hornet Toyota. Pretty impressive field tonight. Guys are really posted competitive times in qualifying and practice, and we expect some really tight racing out of these guys over the next 150 laps. Kind of have to wonder, there's kind of a new setup track configuration going on here with the recent build changes, so kind of interested to find out how tire strategy is going to work out, how long the tires will last, and how the speeds will fall off as the track goes on. It seemed like in practice, trucks were a little bit tight about the center of the turn. They're going in, trying to run flat-footed, so you may see some right front tire wear that may dictate when pit stops are more than fuel. We'll only know that as the race progresses. Ford Mustang pace car pulls off and fortunately does not get sideways and run over any spectators like Ford Mustangs seem to be known to do, and the field forms up behind it. So a 2x2 salute to the fans and a salute to the memory of Ben Pruitt as the teams are formed up behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Of course, Wes Holland pulled one of his usual techniques. He showed up for the last 5 minutes of practice, run about 6 laps, posted about the 4th fastest time, went out, walloped the whole field, and qualified on the pole. No surprises there. Lights out on the pace car, it pulls away. And we're green flag racing in Charlotte. Tripple's going to pull the outside of Holland. They form up going off into turn 1. Holland's going to take the measure of him on the bottom side. Holland slides up in front of the 22. Off they go down the back stretch. Dode Hoskins taking a peek downstairs. Holland's going to have nothing of it. They charge back down the front straightaway. It'll be Wes Holland in the lead. Dode Hoskins running to second. Brian Triple falling back to third. Holland taking a really high line down through turn 1. That gives Dode Hoskins a run off the bottom. They're going to go side by side down the back straightaway. Into turn 3. Looks like Dode Hoskins is going to have the lead going down through there. Holland staying to that high side. As they come back around to the stripe to complete the lap, it's Dode Hoskins now in the lead. Wes Holland running second. Holland's going to get right behind him, try to get all of that draft action going on. They'll pull back up to him, make a run at him. They go off in 3. Holland taking a measure of the run on the outside. They come back down to the stripe. Looks like Holland still in second by just a bumper as they cross our finish line that lap. They square up in turn 1 and 2 side by side. Look like Holland may have the run going into the backstretch. Hoskins not ready to give the lead up. He's going to battling back down to the inside. Side by side, they go through 3 and 4. Holland the outside. Dodskins on the inside. Looks like Wes Holland will lead the lap that time around. Green Hornet is not letting up though. He's going to stick to that bottom side and give him another run for the money if he wanted to. Wes clears him down the back stretch and they dive off into turn 3. Again, Wes is sticking to that outside. Dode is trying to paint the track on that white line on the bottom of the 1 and 3 and 4. Definitely a good fight for the lead going on up here from lap 1 on. We're 6 laps into a 150 lap race, and nobody seems to be settling in to go the distance. It's going to be a dog fight all night long. Here comes Hoskins back to the inside again. Take another look. Hollins maintaining the momentum up on the outside, managed to beat him back to the line. Dode Hoskins seems to be able to get to him about the center of the turn, and then that momentum he's making on the outside seems to carry him off the turn and back down the straightaway, maintaining lead. I think the groundskeeper might want to speak to Dode Hoskins after that lap. I saw a little grass kicking up as we went down through the dog leg in 1 and 2. They work hard on painting that grass, like to maintain it. Hollins showing the way up on the top of the turn, keeping momentum up there, and I would suspect the tire wear is probably going to be better over the long run running that high line like he is. No surprise to see, Hollins in the wall. He has flattened the right side that time by. I was just about to say no surprise to see Travis Zunema coming up on the high side. As a line he normally runs, he's been making time up there. Seeing Hollins' times falling off a considerable amount there since he got that contact in the right side. Right side of the truck looks a little screwed up. See some scrapes down the door. Looks like there may be some separation between the right front fender and the door. Again, couldn't quite tell right there. Don't see any bowed up hood or anything, so it shouldn't kill him too much. But he has fallen off the lead. So we see that Dode Hoskins and Brian Tribble are driving away now as that's going on. Dode Hoskins probably having a sigh of relief there. They were racing pretty hard. He's got a little comfortable margin going on right now. So he's got it in cruise control mode, taking a couple sips of water out of his in-car drinking system, and kind of gathering his wits now. He's not having to battle 2x2 all the way around the track every lap. Brian Tribble in that 22 Shell Pennzoil Toyota. Now he sets his sights on Hoskins. He's going to try to drive him down and pull up to him and see if maybe he can make a 2 Toyota challenge going on here. We're watching Wes Holland. He seems to have the truck back under him and seems to be making up the deficit between himself and Brian Tribble there. So damage must not be affecting him too badly. He took a couple laps, kind of shook it down, felt out what it was doing aerodynamically, and made sure the tires were under it. Right front suspension was still intact. So he's holding on firmly to third place, not giving any room to Travis Zunema, and working real hard to try to catch him back up to Brian Tribble there in second place. Tribble, in the meantime, working real hard on chasing down the Green Hornet, Dode Hoskins. Now got a clear shot at him, and Tribble's considering making that outside move. I'm sure he sat there and watched Wes Holland run that and realized how well it worked, thinking maybe he should try it too. Really up on the tailgate of Dode Hoskins now, using a little of the draft power to get him down the straightaway and try to figure out a strategy to get around that green 66. Brian Tribble taking a look on the inside of the 66. Saw the hand out of the window there for Dode Hoskins, letting him know he knew he was down there and going to give him room to race. Tribble thinks better of it. His setup just doesn't seem to be agreeing with the bottom. It looks like he's, once he went down there, it kind of slowed him down with the tight conditions, so he falls back behind Hoskins. Gonna regroup, try to drive back up to him and give it another shot. Hoskins, on the other hand, seems to have his setup just perfect. He's putting it down on the white line every lap, driving around the track like it's built for it. Doug Hoskins, it's Alan up in the booth. How are you? No, that's fine. So you're watching Doug Hoskins driving away from the field right now in a command of the lead. Had a pretty good shot for the lead with us. And Wes Holland has had a wreck. Looks like he and Travis Zuda had a little contact there. Zuda's got some right front damage, and Wes Holland's pretty wrinkled up on four corners. He's got front end damage and significant rear damage. Got replay action going on here. It looked like Wes just one more time got in that outside wall. While he's gathering it up, he made some incidental contact there with Travis Zuderman. Managed to right the truck, but he's got some significant damage on the right front, the entire right side, and the back of that number 4 Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Chevrolet. He's going to nurse it back around the pit road. So we're under yellow. Field's going to line up behind that slow Ford Mustang. Perfect for a pace in the field, not much for racing. See if we can get a word with Wes Holland while he's under yellow here. Wes Holland, it's Alan in the booth. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. How's it going, Alan?
All right, man. It looks like that top line's trying to be a little rough on you tonight.
Yeah, but I'm determined to run every single lap on the high, so I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna run every lap up there. So.
Well, you know, you look very strong up there, sir. You were really in a commanding lead. It looked like everything Dode was trying to do on the inside of you was real impressive until about the center of the turn, and your momentum was just waxing him coming off the turns.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely keep the momentum up there, but I guess I just made like some personal pact to myself that I'm gonna run every lap up there, so I'm gonna ride or die on that high line tonight.
You know, I was watching Travis Zuderman about 3 laps into your run. Travis noted that you were running out there, and of course Travis always liked the high side, so he went up there, was beginning to make some pretty good time up there too. So a couple of them are watching your strategy and trying to duplicate.
Yeah, they are. I mean, these guys are going to follow me wherever I go, obviously, but I don't know if it's the fast lane, but I'm going to ride up there, and we'll see what happens, how it works out throughout this race.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. We hope the night improves for you, sir.
I appreciate it, Alan. Thanks for coming in here and taking your time out of the day to do what you guys are doing. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Wes.
Thank you.
So the field's forming back up now. You got Brian Tribble and Dode Hoskins heading up the field. Looks like Holland has his truck fixed. It's good for the distance. Looks brand new and shiny. And the team's really done an impressive job of getting him back out. So Zuderman and Holland both used a quick repair there to get their truck straightened out, get back up into competition. Brian Triple is gonna form the field up here. Looks like he beat him out of the pits. Second one in, first one out. Kind of checking a replay here with his pit crew to see exactly what the secret was on how they get outside. He definitely took 4 tires. His pit crew was just faster on the pit stop, I'm guessing. Impressive race there. Actually, it looked like Doug Hoskins beat him to the line, so not exactly sure. Oh, they're correct in the field now. Hoskins is going to be the lead, and Triple in second place. Really interesting to see Travis Zuderman in the 13, not a number that he's run in the past, but we talked with him just prior to the race, inquired on that. Travis informed us that 13 is his wife's favorite number, and therefore he opted to use it here in this series. Hats off to a man that will run a number that a lot of drivers are superstitious about and scared of, but Travis Zuderman showing he has no superstition or fear, and he'll run any number he wants to, by gosh. Lights off on the pace car, field forming up. Dave Hoskins has got his 66 Green Hornet Toyota Tundra ready to go. Brian Triple sitting outside of him in the 22 Shell Pennzoil Toyota. Pace car's off. Field's tightening up. Hoskins accelerates and we're under green. Off into the turn we go. Hoskins again dedicated to that lower line. Brian Triple going to drive down there to his door, make it as tight as possible getting through there. They come off side by side down the back straightaway. So the dogfight we saw at the beginning of the race between Hoskins and Wes Holland now turns into a dogfight between Doug Hoskins and Brian Triple. Kind of the same thing we saw before. Hoskins dedicated to that lower line. Triple going to go to the outside, try to work on him, see if he can use a little bit of that momentum on the outside, which he does, going off into the back straightaway, pulls in front of him. Very slick move. And now Hoskins under fire on the outside by Travis Zuderman in the 13 Snap-on Chevrolet. Hoskins going to battle his way through and fend him off. So we complete lap 26. Brian Triple leading, Doug Hoskins second, Travis Zuderman third, Wes Holland fourth. Still a really tight field here. Zuderman looking to the inside of Hoskins. Hoskins having none of it. He's going to the bottom of that corner. He's been down there all day, boys and girls. He's going to build a house and put a mailbox down there and have all his mail forwarded to the bottom of turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So don't even bother trying to take that line away from him. You're going to pass the 66. It's going to be on the outside. Going into that turn, we saw Zuderman looking the outside and Wes Holland almost a full lane above him. As he told us during the yellow, he's going to go outside one way or the other, whether it's going to work or not. He's kind of decided that's what he's going to do, and by gosh, he's doing it. Triple's got about maybe a 3-car breakaway here. Hoskins content to ride the line he's been working all night. Zuderman still steady in the back of the Green Hornet. He's within striking distance, just working on a strategy on how to get around. While you're watching this competition, we want to remind you that we've got some great sponsors that make the Loose Lug Nut Series happen day in and day after and week by week, and that's Over the Top Paints. Of course, our friends at the Wise Guys Band. You see Billy Wise out here on a competition on the nights when the band's not playing, but love those guys' music, love to see him in competition. And of course, Over top payments, what can we say? You want to paint for a truck that looks as good as that number 66 Green Hornet that Doug Hoskins is running right now. There's only one place you're going to get a paint job at that quality level, and that's over the top paints. So we move into lap 31. Kind of got a single file competition going here. Brian Triple kind of showing the way. He's moved up top now. Hoskins still painting that line on the bottom of the corners. We get down in here to these turns. You see Hoskins making a run at him. Little by little, it looks like he's catching him. It just doesn't seem that he's putting him away. So he's up to his quarter panel. They're side by side going into the turn. Triple up against the wall, and it looks like Hoskins may pull him off the corner. And he does. Slides up in front of him. And here comes Travis Zudem at second place. Changing the guard, happening real fast here. So Travis Zudem was for the first time tonight in second place. Steady at the back of the Green Hornet, trying to figure out how to ease his way on up into the lead. And his wife Tiffany likes that number 13, so I'm sure there's nothing that would make her any happier to see that number 13 leading the way here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Also want to throw another big shout out to our friends at bowtieapparel.com. So all you Chevrolet fans, whether it's 55s, 46s, Corvettes, C10s, Camaros, or Chevelles, go check out Bowtie Apparel for all your apparel needs that say, hey, I like a bow tie. Doug Hoskins running a pretty consistent race here. His lap time is really not seeming to fall off that much. Travis Zudem is now close enough on him that he can't read the back bumper. He's painting that back bumper, trying to find his way around and taking everything into consideration and planning his strategy for how he's going to make the move to get around that 66 and take the lead. Hoskins having an impressive night. Been known to be one of the more consistent competitors, and day in and day out, race by race, always in the hunt for the lead. A very competitive driver, showing tonight that he hasn't lost any of it. Fastest lap in competition for Hoskins was a 28.932 on the second lap of the race. Right now running a 29.254, so tire wear may come into play, but you're not seeing much of a slowdown for Doug Hoskins. About a one-car separation between Hoskins and Travis Zudem. Zudem doesn't seem too anxious to get up and put any pressure on him. He's just going to stay right there, keep the pressure consistent, follow him around for a while. Travis is one of those guys, he realizes this race is 150 laps, we're at lap 38. You're not going to win the race on lap 38, you need to be there at lap 150. So kind of biding his time, trying to save his equipment and make sure he's there for the distance. Brian Triple, in the meantime, he's pretty tied up on Zudem. So he's going to keep him honest, not give him much room to. And it sounds like I just heard, well, no, I thought I heard somebody in the wall, but I'm not seeing any damage. All right, back up front, Zudem putting pressure on Hoskins now, beginning to look outside. I think Zudem has found a line he kind of likes, not quite as high as Wes Holland's been running. I say that, now he goes to almost the wall, and he rubs the wall. Zuderman gets a little bit loose, slides down. I thought there in 1 and 2, it looked like Zuderman kind of got comfortable with the middle line, just one line up where Doda Hoskins been running. When they got into 3 and 4, got a little bit higher than he wanted to, made a little contact with the wall. It looked kind of insignificant enough to kind of rub off some speed, slow him down. I don't think it's done any significant damage to the number 13. But kind of moved him out of second place and gave Brian an opportunity to kind of retake over the second position, setting his sights on the Green Hornet Doda Hoskins there in the number 66. So we got 2 Toyotas up front with 2 Chevy Silverados running third and fourth. Tribble kind of continued to make his way closer and closer lap by lap. Got about a 3 vehicle separation there, maybe 2 at this point. Kind of riding around in the tire tracks of the 66. Tribble, another one of those competitors, really smooth in a vehicle, takes real good care of his equipment, makes tires last. Somebody you always have to worry about on long runs on tires, because you push your truck, you really burn up them right side tires, get towards the end of the run, and you got Brian Tribble closing in on you. His tires just seem to be in better shape, and the pressure doesn't let up when he's the one chasing you. Yeah, Wes Holland, I was right. Wes Holland did get in the wall again. The right side's pretty scraped up. I'm seeing those telltale concrete racing stripes down the right side, running from the front fender all the way back down to the back quarter panel. That high line he's trying to run is kind of expensive at times. Just making him pay the price tonight. During practice session, I actually got out and run one of the trucks around for about 10, 15 laps and played with that high line. Found that entry was kind of tricky. You get in there trying to run in full steam and just about maybe a quarter way into the turn, the truck really wants to go up the track, and if you're right up against that concrete, it doesn't give you much margin for error. So the battle up front, Doda Hoskins, Brian Tribble. Tribble taking another peek just a little bit lower. Seems Hoskins has moved up about half a lane over where he's been running most of the night. Tribble quickly is noticing that. Beginning to contemplate a strategy for it. Hoskins now all the way back down to the bottom again in 3 and 4. I think Hoskins might be moving around a little bit. Tires are beginning to fall off some. He's moving around to see if there's a faster line once the tires are wore versus when the tires are new. He's beginning to maintain a pretty decent separation between first and second. Probably would be about 4 or 5 truck lengths now. So he's getting himself a little breathing room. They race through 3 and 4. I take that back. They race through 1 and 2, and now into 3 and 4. We complete lap 49. And as he crosses stripes, we start lap 50. Put us 1/3 of the way through the 150 lap program. Race team monitor tell us that There's going to be pit stops this time around. So Dakota Hoskins brings the 66 down. Travis Zudema going to follow him in. Wes Holland's in. The entire field on pit road. They should shake things up a little bit. Going to be a little competition between Holland and Zudema coming out of the pits. And of course, Wes Holland going to show his dominance coming off the pit road. Kept the truck straight, launched it perfectly, and leads back out. Travis Zudema right behind him. Dakota Hoskins getting his work done. Seems a little slow coming out of the pits. Not sure what's going on there. Ryan Tribble is gone. Dakota Hoskins still sitting on pit road. Don't know if they've had a jack brake or what's happened there, but Ryan Tribble gone. Dakota Hoskins just beginning to move. There's going to be a significant change in running order here. So while the track gets reshuffled from the pit stops and we figure out running positions, we're going to take you to commercial.
From Pasco County, this is Weiss Guys.
And we're back at the Stand Up for Cancer Memorial Race at Loose Lug Nuts TV under yellow. Pit stops really got shuffled a while ago. It seems Dakota Hoskins took out the commitment cone and incurred a penalty there. Fortunately for him, getting busted for speeding going in, a lot less painful than speeding going out because they'll hold you in your box, which they did. If he had a sped on the way out, they'd let him come around again. They lost significantly more time. Basically gave up about 13 seconds. Went from first all the way to fourth over that penalty. Brian Tribble out showing the way. We see Dakota Hoskins, Travis Zudema, and Wesley Holland all hit pit road. Brian Tribble stayed out. He's the only one riding around that incredibly slow Ford Mustang. Remember, folks, if your doctor tells you to slow down, buy yourself a Ford Mustang. Dakota Hoskins coming off of pit road, Travis Zudema coming off of pit road, and Wesley Holland, last guy off of pit road. So a bunch of shuffling going on down there. Wes come in second. Looks like he's going to come out fourth. So, if it wasn't a crazy night enough with a lot of shuffling going on, we got Brian Tribble pacing the way here. And you're going to have Travis Zuidema lining up behind him in the number 13 Snap-on Chevrolet. You look at the sponsor truck, Zuidema's team's painted in primer. I'm sure they'd be glad to take a free paint job. Brian Tribble peeled off, and now he's on pit road. Not quite sure what the strategy is here, but he's just moved himself from the lead back to fourth. I guess maybe he'd like to show his dominance and drive through the field. Pit crew's coming around. Right side goes up, taking two brand new Goodyear tires. They scurry around the left side, jack it up. Two more Goodyear Eagles, and he's down and away. So Tribble gives up the lead. He falls back to fourth. So now we've got Zuidema leading. Doda Hoskins, who given up the lead for speeding into the pits under green, now in second place. Wes Holland in third, who's had a real Darlington kind of evening with the outside walls here at Charlotte. And Brian Tribble pulling up in fourth place. So it'll be real interesting to see what Travis Zuidema's line's going to be when the green flag drops. We kind of know where we expect Doda Hoskins to go. It's going to kind of be a shuffled up start with Zuidema on the bottom. Hoskins going to be on the outside, which is obviously not the line he wants to run. But it'll kind of be dictated to him on the start. We'll see what happens when they drop the green, how he dances around and gets back to the preferred line that he wants to run. Zuidema, on the other hand, there's a guy that can work hard just about anywhere he wants to, but given the option, he'll run a high side and really make it work. I've spent a lot of laps with him on a lot of different tracks. And, you know, all of a sudden, you about 15, 20 laps into race, you see this one vehicle up on the outside just cooking and booking, and it'll be Travis Zuidema. Lights out on the pace car. Pace car driver looking really content, listening to XM radio on there and enjoying his air conditioning there as he went by. Zuidema right up on the pace car. We're ready to get this start going. Hoskins a little bit back, not quite square up with him yet. Green flag in the air, we're underway. We're going to go side by side down in 1 and 2. Travis Zuidema down on the bottom. Doda Hoskins up on the high side, not a place we've seen him run tonight, but we're going to see him give it all it's got right now. Zuidema quickly clears him. And at the same time, looks like Wes Holland cleared Brian Tribble. So Hoskins falls in behind 13 on the bottom of the track. And is it anybody's surprise? Here comes Wes Holland hauling the mail on the outside. He's already pretty much taken care of Doda Hoskins. He's got a bumper up against Travis Zuidema. Gave him a real good push and took a hard right turn, and I think he kept it off the wall, but lost a lot of time in that dogfight. Zuidema on the outside, not letting up, giving any room here. He's going to make it, give it all he's got, and the Green Hornet, Doda Hoskins, pulls off the lead. Zuidema looking outside again. Nothing happening so far. He falls back down in the wheel tracks of the number 66. This race seems to have a recurring theme. We have a real dogfight between first and second. And then after 10, 15 laps, we'll see somebody in third place come crawling up to get in the mix. Zuidema now doing a little agriculture work there, kicking up a little grass as we go through the dog legs. Staying in the tracks of that 66, using some of that draft coming off the roof and that rear deck spoiler to pull himself up closer and closer to the Green Hornet. Hoping to do a little battle and not get stung by the stinger on that Green Hornet. Zuderman driving down to the inside. I know Dode Hoskins doesn't want to see that. That's the line he wants. Oh, they make contact. Hoskins sideways down to the apron. Zuderman with just a little bit of damage. He managed to ride the truck, but it looks like there's probably some bend in his right front fender. It looks like a little gap in the hood. Dode Hoskins, I think, worse for the wear on that when the left rear spoiler's kicked up and the quarter panel kind of bent. I'm pretty sure that's running some aerodynamics, but here he comes back to the inside. He's not ready to be done with this yet. Wes Hollins, in the meantime, takes the lead and says, "Thank you very much, gentlemen. I've got places to go, things to do." He's setting himself, of course, off and has just a little over half a second lead going on there. Hoskins and Zuderman, they're trying to get together, get a little draft going, try to run Wes Holland down. Boys, I'm telling you, the biggest mistake you can make in a 150-lap race is let Wes Holland get out in front of you and get any kind of interval. Because it seems like when Wes Holland has the lead, he just gets better and better and better. So if you have a situation like this, you have got to get back up to Wes Holland, and you've got to take that lead away from him quickly. You let him make 20 or 30 laps out there like that, and you will be seeing him check out. Looks like the draft of Zuderman Hoskins beginning to work now. They've closed his lead down to about 0.3 of a second from over half a second. So Hoskins still working low, Zuderman working high. Kind of hard to get much draft doing that. Hoskins slides back up in front of him. They've narrowed the distance down again. They're now 0.2 of a second off of Wes Holland and the Jimmie Johnson Freaky Fast number 4 Busch Light. Remember, folks, when you open a beer and it's in a can, it's going to tell you what brand you should be drinking. Busch. Dode Hoskins, even with a bent-up truck, spoiler kicked up in the air, dragging more resistance, not giving up on taking the lead away from Wes Holland. He's down to the inside, taking the peak. They're going to square up side by side, going down through the dog leg. Holland's got the measure of him, maintains the lead, but it's a dogfight up here. Hoskins now less than 1/10 of a second off of Holland. And Travis Zuderman is not going to let the two of them away either. He is all over Dode Hoskins. Hoskins looks up in the mirror. I'm sure he's seeing 4 fingers waving at him over the top of the steering wheel. Little cat and mouse going on there. Dode Hoskins, Travis Zuderman. Anytime Dode Hoskins moves up a little bit, Zuderman looks low, and when he moves low, Travis is looking outside. One more time, Dode Hoskins down low, going side by side, wheel to wheel with the number 4, Wesley Holland. They race side by side like that down the front straightaway. Holland one more time maintaining the lead. Side by side through the turn. Outside momentum is just carrying Holland just past Dode Hoskins on the straightaways. Dode's able to drive to him, up beside him, into the turn. When they get to the straightaway, that outside line just carries him on by. So maybe only a 4-car field tonight, folks, but I guarantee you're getting your money's worth watching these front 2 leaders battle it out. And Travis Unema sticking his nose up there and saying, I want a little TV time too, folks. Dode Hoskins pulls in front of Wes Holland, finally clears him. Travis Unema still trying to figure out how to make that happen. Wes Holland sucks the air off of him, dives down below him. They go off into turn 1 and 2. It's Wes Holland on the bottom of the track. Makes the pass slide up. Hoskins now back underneath him going off. So if you have ever seen a crossover move in classic NASCAR racing, we just saw it right there. Dode Hoskins says, fine, you pass me on the bottom. I cross over, pass you back, and we'll call it a wash. Side by side, we go back down through the front. Officials say Dode Hoskins led that lap. The separation, 0.003 seconds. So, yes, folks, this ain't over till it's over. Lap 75, now halfway into the 150 lap. Stand Up for Cancer Memorial Race honoring Ben Pruitt. Wes Holland's uncle who lost his battle with brain cancer. Raising awareness and appreciate your support for the research for brain cancer to find a solution to this killer disease. Wes Holland sucked right up to Dode Hoskins there. I thought they were going to make contact. Hoskins turned down to the bottom of the track, and where do you think Wes Holland went? That's right, back to the top of the turn. Side by side, door to door, down through the front stretch, off into turn 1. Looked like Holland had the measure on him going into the turn by about a fender. Drives off, clears him going down the back straightaway. Hoskins quickly slides up behind him to get some air off of him and make sure Travis Unema doesn't sneak by to get that second position. Brian Tribble, since that last round of pit stops, just seems to be content to sit back there on in 4th place. Not sure what happened there with the pitting sequence. Seemed a little odd. Sure, some kind of strategy going on there. We haven't figured out quite exactly what it was. Hoskins making another run here. He dives to the bottom. They come off the turn, almost side by side. Momentum's going to carry Holland down to the stripe. He'll have the lead for that lap again. Hoskins is going to pass him going into turn 1. Maintains it at turn 2. And Holland slides by on the outside. They're door to door going down the backstretch. Off into turn 3 we go, side by side, the 66 and the Freaky Fast 4. Looks like Hoskins going to have a bit of a lead there, but quickly evaporates down the front stretch. Really surprised with the damage that Dode Hoskins is carrying right now on the left side. He's got quarter panel damage. Spoilers stuck up in the air about probably a good 2 inches too high. It can't be giving him much aerodynamic advantage for sure, but he's ignoring it and driving like a man on fire, and he gives Wes Holland all that he could possibly want out of competition. Doesn't count Brian Tribble out of it. He's now driving back up towards Dode Hoskins. He's past Travis Unema. He said, hey, I've been off the TV long enough. Let me get up here and pass some vehicles, get my name on the TV monitors, and let people see this paint job on this 22 Pennzoil Toyota Tundra. Some of the Dyson kind of simmered down here for a few laps. We're on lap 82. We're kind of single file at the moment. About 0.2 of a second between Wes Holland and the Green Hornet Dode Hoskins. Another 0.2 of a second between him and Brian Tribble. And about 1/10 of a second between him and Travis Unema on the number 13 Snap-on truck. Just about the time I say that, Dode Hoskins says, okay, we've cooled tires enough. Let's get up here and run. He's side by side through the turn with Wes Holland. Doug Hoskins says, I don't care how old I am. If you want to run side by side for 150 laps, I'm going to put this thing down here on the bottom line and we're going to go at it tooth and nail. And folks, I'm here to tell you, he has given Wes Holland the race for his life tonight. Hoskins puts it back out front by a fender. I think he may, nope. Here comes Holland on the outside coming off the turn again. Ooh, they almost get together awfully close there. I thought we had a door rub. Off into turn 3, side to side. Hoskins gets a little advantage. Holland comes back with a momentum on the outside. Holland's going to clear him going down the front. We go off in turn 1 and 2, and we're going to go side by side again. I dare say, folks, I don't think you've seen this much side-by-side racing in quite a while. Doug Hoskins calling for a pit stop. Crew is calling him in right now. This is lap 85 of 150. We'll see what the rest of the field does. Looks like Travis Dudum is going right in with him. So a little interesting strategy here. First and second place vehicles on the track. Wes Holland, Brian Trimble staying out. Travis Zudema and Doug Hoskins coming in for some tires. Splash of gas. Not quite sure if the gamble here is to go all the way or not, but they have definitely dedicated to this pit stop. Hoskins up on the right side. Travis Zudema up on the right side. Crew's running around to the left side, both vehicles. They're taking 4 tires. Splash of gas. Hoskins away, Zudema away. And just like that, Wes Holland says, that looks like a pretty good idea. He's down in, and Brian Trimble comes in with him. We'll watch them slide into their pit boxes. Crew's running around real fast. Going up on the right side, both trucks almost symmetrically. They're down. Left side's up. Tires going on. Wes Holland burning the tires. He's out of the pits and gone. We can hear the RPMs really going on that number 4 Jimmy Johnson while they had him on the left side. Jack, as soon as that thing dropped, folks, I mean, there was smoke flying, lug nuts flying all over pit road, and that truck was gone. Wes Holland comes back out on the track. Brian Trimble almost a half second behind him. Interesting strategy on pit stops here, and it looks like the strategy is going to work out for Wes Holland. He now has almost a 2-second lead over second place Brian Trimble, almost a 3.5-second lead over Doug Hoskins, who pitted first, and Travis Zudema is back almost 5.5 seconds. So that just shows you a little pit strategy there. The first 2 that went in now are separated by over 3 seconds to the leader, Wes Holland. And folks, he has opened up a gap. Brian Trimble now almost 2 seconds behind him. We've got a race that's got some separation of almost 2 seconds between every truck on the track. Wes Holland said, I've flirted with that wall. I've figured it out after 3 encounters. I've made the mistakes I'm going to make. I've figured out what the line is around here, what my strategy is, and what I need to do. And he's now set his sights on a checkered flag. We're working lap 90 right now. There's 150 laps in the event. Wes Holland says, we're not going to run too wide anymore. I kind of got tired of that. Like a little fresh air in my face and a little asphalt on both sides to give me some room to work, and he is checking out. He's extending his lead now. He just put half a second on Brian Trimble in 1 lap. Trimble, on the other hand, is beginning to get a little bit of heat from Doug Hoskins. Hoskins trying to close in on the back of the 22. Hoskins says, I might not be able to get to Wes Holland right now. By George, I can get to the back of Brian Trimble, and we'll make a fight for that position, and we'll see what happens with yellow flags, etc. Take a look back there now. It is Dode Hoskins and Brian Tribble side by side. Hoskins makes the pass. Hoskins into second. Brian up top now. And he's watching Dode Hoskins beginning to pull away from him. Hoskins ran up to him, closed the margin, made the pass, and now he's edging away. Dode Hoskins sporting some damage on the right side. I can see that telltale concrete streak running down the right side of his truck. They got the truck fixed in the pit stop. Looks like he rubbed up against a little concrete somewhere. He's taking a pretty good header. That right front fender is pretty flaps around that right front tire. He's beginning to lose time to Wes Holland. He was closing in pretty rapidly there, headed down to just almost an even 3 seconds, and now he's back to 3.8 seconds. Holland's on cruise control up there in the lead. Yeah, Hoskins is really losing time on the leader now. He's back 4 seconds. Wes Holland got a cruise control set. He's checked his bags. He's turned in the rental car, and he's ready to board that flight to the house. Brian Tribble now sliding back 0.6 of a second behind Hoskins. That gap's opening up a little bit. Travis Zuderman, another a little over 2 seconds behind Tribble. So nobody really taking pressure off on anybody at this point as we look through the field. The real challenge for Wes Holland now is he doesn't have any competition putting pressure on him. He's thinking he needs to be fast, make the most optimal line he can around the track, and makes the most optimal lap times, but at the same time not push it too hard. Not have any more of those close encounters of the concrete kind. Run that line as fast as he can to stay out of that outside wall. So you'll notice as he goes down into the turn, he's no longer up there rim riding. He's moved down to the number 2 lane. You'll see the dotted lines as he comes through the turn. He's kind of down in lane 2. He completes lap 98. We'll watch him roll off into turn 1 and 2. You'll see he's not up there at that wall anymore, folks. He's coming down there about the 2nd lane, driving down to the bottom lane as he comes off and then sliding up. I think he's had enough with the close encounters of the wall kind. He's kind of figured out where that truck likes to settle, keeping it away from that outside. You only got so many quick repairs. And his team kind of wore out down there. I noticed they were having ice cream and Gatorade during the last green flag stretch, trying to recover from all the sheet metal work they've done on the right side of the number 4 Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Shake Silverado. Holland back upstairs. You think he might be listening to the broadcast and me talking about him running the number 2 lane. Went back upstairs just to show you, yeah, I can still run up here, folks. And hats off to him. He's really kept that truck clean since the last pit stop. Got that lead on a green flag pit stop. This is the hardest pit stops to make time on. He did it flawlessly and is now just driving away from the field. And I'll tell you, from years of racing against Wes Holland, there's nothing more demoralizing than being 100 laps into a race and watching him drive away out your windshield and know there's not much you can do about it. Scroll back and take a look at Travis Zudema. Looks like he's got some right side damage. I noticed the right front corner of that truck's kind of wrinkled up. He is really losing a lot of time. And Brian Tribble down in the grass, sliding down on the apron. We're under yellow. Instant replay. We're going to take a look, see what happened here. Oh, no. So that outside line has been treacherous to most of the competitors tonight. It looks like Brian Tribble just got a little too high on the exit of 4 and got that right front fender up there. And I mean to tell you, that right front fender on that 22 Shell Pennzoil Toyota Tundra looks like a crumpled up beer can somebody stomped about 3 times and threw away. Even the hood's bent. Still running. He's going to soldier around trying to get that thing fixed. Honestly, I haven't kept good notes, and I apologize that for those of you that are watching. I don't know if he has any fast repairs left to get that 22 fixed, but he'll bringing it into the attention of his crew. And you see the Silverado of Wesley Holland lining up behind the Ford Mustang. Field to form up behind him as we come around under yellow. See what the pit stop strategy is here. We're at lap 104 of a 150 lap event. Pretty confident this will be the last pit stop these guys make unless we have another yellow. But then they may, of course, make the option for tires. Wes Holland down on the turn. Dode Hoskins overshot his pit. That's going to hurt his time in the pits. Holland down and away again. Very impressive pit stops. Brian Tribble taking a lot of time for repairs. Pretty sure there's no quick repairs left on that one. Travis Zudema too. They've got out some pretty big hammers and pry bars. All kind of things flying down there. I see bear bond and everything else going on. There's a softball bat on the side of the 22 stuffed between the fender and the tire. They're rolling around trying to get that fender wrinkled out so they don't rub a tire. Fender's out, he's down and away. There's a little bit of a race off of the pits. Zuma's going to win that. Looks like they did get that tire curl out. That baseball bat was a pretty cool track. Still, some pretty good damage on the 22. We can see a pretty big gaping hole between the right front fender and the hood. I guess they never got bare bond tape on that. That'll probably hurt him aerodynamically. Take a look at Travis Zudema's truck. Hit a few angles here so I can see what he's looking like. Travis has got some right front damage, nose kind of wrinkled up, fender kind of wrinkled up. I can see a little bit of tape there, but I can also see an air gap on his hood between the nose and the right front fender. Truck looks like it's turning left a little bit more than it should when it's going straight. So, walking wounded in the back, Dode Hoskins, Wesley Holland in the front. Now you have to ask yourself, what's going to happen? Dode Hoskins up on the high side, which is typically Wes Holland territory. Wes Holland down on the inside. Typically Dode Hoskins territory. And you got the two wild cards back here with the slightly damaged 13 and 22. Who's to say they might line up and find some way to get a little aerodynamic advantage working with a little draft to try to get back in this hunt? Working lap 107 of a 150 lap event, so I would say from what we've seen on some of these green flag laps, we're probably going to see a dogfight from here out to the end. Lights are out on the pace car. I believe that's intentional, although we know that those Mustangs sometimes have electrical problems. I do believe we are going to be going back to green this time around. Don't count out anybody at this point. Doug Hoskins has shown that he's not done. He had a bent-up truck, spoiler stuck up in the air, and he was giving Wes Holland all he could possibly want, and maybe a little bit more. His truck looks pristine new now. Green flag in the air. We're back to racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Wes Holland jumping out to the lead. Travis Zudema up on his back bumper. Doug Hoskins on the outside, gonna make a run. We work out of turn 2. Doug Hoskins gonna square up with Wes Holland. Travis Zudema, he's gonna be the mixer in this deal. Wes has a little bit of an advantage going through 3 and 4 coming off. It's gonna be Wes Holland, Doug Hoskins, and Travis Zudema, all 4 wheels down in the grass. I think Zudema there trying to do his Dale Earnhardt pass in the grass impression. Somehow kept it straight. Not sure how, but he kept it straight, keep right back on the track. Doesn't even seem to have lost any time, so hats off to that Dale Earnhardt move there. So now here we go again. Hoskins to the bottom. Wesley Holland to the top. And what did I tell you? We got a dog fight at Charlotte. Side by side down through the turn. Hoskins riding that white line. Wes Holland's going to get the measuring down the back straightaway. Hoskins doesn't care. He takes a little bit of draft off of him. Dives right back down to the bottom of turn 3 and 4. Back up to him. Holland's going to have him at the line. Hoskins falls in behind him, sucks a little air, drives back down to the bottom line. Here we go side by side through 1 and 2. Wes Holland have the measure of him going down the back straightaway. Hoskins squares up with him in 3. Side by side through 3 and 4. I think we've seen this game before. We come off into the front straightaway. I think Hoskins is going to lead this one. Yes, Doug Hoskins gets the tip of the hat from the flag, then Hoskins led that lap. Wes Holland having nothing of it, gonna battle back on the outside. Takes the measure of him down the back straightaway. Hoskins battling back on the inside, dives down to that white line. Drives around there like a compass on a piece of paper, making a perfect arc. Back down the front straightaway. Who had it that time? Timing and scoring said Wes Holland beat him to the line. So here we go side by side, 1 and 2. Hoskins got the measure of him in the turn. Wes Holland battling on the outside. They're square. Square up going into 3. Holland's a little bit of an advantage in the middle of the turn. Trying to stretch it out on the exit. I'll be darned, they're side by side down the front straightaway. Once again, Wes Holland beats him back to the line. Hoskins right back down to that line in turn 1 and 2. He's going to try to slide up in front of Wes Holland. Nope, no doing it, folks. Holland says, sorry, I've got real estate up here. Side by side into 3 and 4. Holland with a little bit of an advantage right there. Hoskins fighting back. They go down to the line and give that lap to Wes Holland. Doug Hoskins says, I'm not giving up, buddy. I want this thing as bad as you do. Back down to that line he goes. Back off they come side by side. Door handle to door handle, tire to tire, down the back straightaway. Almost like synchronized ballet, these two going through the turns lap after lap. The same amount of separation side to side. Who leads that lap? Looks like Wes Holland once again by a bumper according to timing and scoring. Hoskins got him going into the turn. Looks like he may have the measure of him. No, just about the time he's going to slide up, Wes Holland closes that door. So here we go into 3 and 4. Hoskins got a little bit of a measure of advantage going in. I think Hoskins is going to lead this lap. Yep, Dude Hoskins leads that lap. So we're switching lead back time and time again by a bumper. He's got a little bit of advantage over Wes Holland coming off the floor. Wes quickly battles back on the outside. Hoskins trying to clear himself of the threat. Wes Holland having none of it. They come off side by side or race down the front straightaway one more time. Dode's going to beat him back to the line. Wes is going to battle right back upstairs. No surprise to anybody that's watched any of this race tonight. Right there, I think Dode Hoskins is missing his mark. Right there, coming off that turn, he's got just a smidge. I think he could put a slide jaw on and close the door there. But Hoskins giving him plenty of room, letting him have that outside line. There he closes the door coming off the floor. We battle down the front straightaway. And we were in line that time, folks. Hoskins down to the bottom. Trying to get a bit of advantage on Wes Holland. Wes Holland says, not today, not happening. I'm freaky fast in this number 4. And I'm coming back to the outside to let you know I'm here. Dode Hoskins says, have all of that upstairs you want. I don't want it, don't need it, and ain't gonna go up there. He stays down on the bottom, maintains his lead. Working lap 120, so at this point, 31 laps to go. And it's anybody's race between Wes Holland and Dode Hoskins. Travis Zudem in the pits again. Just really struggling with that machine since the last bit of damage he's got. Hoskins now has been able to maintain the lead on Wes Holland. Wes is no longer battling back up to the outside of him. They're now running about a car separation as we go down the back straightaway. Holland drafts up to him going to 3 and 4, but again, not side by side. Here he comes. He's going to make another run on the outside. Not this lap, as Hoskins drives off the bottom, maintaining the lead. And Wes pulls back upside and in on the outside line. As they come off of turn 4, we're going to have a dogfight down the front stretch. Wes Holland's going to beat him back to the line, folks. Absolutely unbelievable. This guy just does not die. Wes Holland battling back to the outside. Wes really wants this win. This race is a memorial in the memory of his uncle. Lost his battle with brain cancer. And Wes Holland is going to do everything he can to win this race in his memory. Dode Hoskins, on the other hand, has a few other ideas. He says, if you're going to win this, you're going to earn it, bud, because I am going to fight you to the finish. 27 laps left to go. We're fighting side by side between a 66 Green Hornet, Dode Hoskins, Toyota Tundra, Wes Holland's Jimmy John's Freaky Fast, Busch Light, number 4 Chevy Silverado. Hoskins back up in front of us. And Brian Tribble, the 22, is down on pit road. So a little strategy going on here. You wonder if the front two are going to need to pit again and what's going to happen with these other guys pitting and already back out on the track. Hoskins maintaining the lead now. Back down on that line. He's trying to keep about 0.2 of a second, maybe 2.5 of a second between himself and Wes Holland. Wes Holland not making it easy on him. Just about the time he gets a comfortable lead, Wes will draft him enough to run up to him, pull up beside him on the outside, and make the old man sweat. But you know, folks, I've seen the Green Hornet run a lot of races. And that old man, he can take the pressure lap after lap after lap. You want to run side by side? You take your measure of the track, he'll take his, and he will give you a fit for it for 150 laps, just like he's done tonight. The interval between the first two staying about the same. Dode Hoskins trying to drive away, Wes Holland having none of it. We're now inside of 25 laps. And these two are continuing to put on a show. Holland now in his tire tracks. He's going to draft him a little bit, see if he can't get pulled back up to him. Make another battle for that lead. And if you don't think this is impressive, folks, let me just tell you, these guys are running 178, 179, maybe even over 180 mile an hour going off in a turn, side by side. And you'll notice the exhaust, they're not lifting, and if they are, they're lifting for just maybe a split second in the turns, running side by side like this at 179, 180 mile an hour. That takes concentration and determination to do that for as long as these two have been doing it, which basically has been the whole night. Now working lap 130. Wes Holland trying to battle back up to the outside, make another run for this finish. He's closing. Wes Holland on pit road. Now that's really going to shake things up. What's the strategy here? And does Dode Hoskins slowing down that lap? I think you may see Dode Hoskins come in soon. You have to wonder, does Hoskins have enough gas to finish this event? Who's got the right strategy on when they've pitted? And here comes Hoskins hitting pit road. So we've got the whole field cycled through now. You have to think that Brian Tribble and Travis Zuidema might have an advantage at this point. Hoskins bringing that Green Hornet down pit road, trying to make sure he doesn't screw up and blow the pit speed this time by. Slide through this box. Hoskins up on the right side. They're going to take tires. They're up on the left side, so it's a 4-tire change for Dode Hoskins. Here he comes back out on the track. Hoskins races down through the apron through 1 and 2. Careful not to blend before the blend line. He's up on the back straightaway. Truck gets a little loose going off the turn up on the back straightaway. You can tell those 4 tires making that man happy. He drove that thing down the bottom of 1 and 2, and it stuck like glue. Problem is, Brian Tribble, with his pit stop strategy, is now your leader, and he has over an 8-second lead. Travis Zuidema, 17 seconds back, and Wes Holland, 18 seconds back. So the strategy on these pit stops, just like we were wondering, has played into hand, and it's played into the hand of Brian Tribble and that number 22, Shell Pennzoil, Toyota Tundra, with associate sponsorship by Snap-on, the same folks helping Travis Zuidema tonight. Brian Tribble says, so long, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. I've got an 8-second lead. I see a checker flag coming up here in a few laps, and I think I'd like to take that thing home, have a little kiss from the trophy queen, carry me a piece of hardware back to put my trophy cloth on. He's not flirting with high line either. He's got that thing down towards the bottom, maybe about half a lane up off the stripe where Dode Hoskins has been running. And he's quite content to run that thing right there. The truck feels good to him. It's not making any big moves towards that outside barrier wall, and he'd like to keep it that way. So now we're going to have a big run back here between Wes Holland and Travis Zuderman. Holland's past Zuderman for fourth. The two of them now 18 seconds behind the leader. That's just got to be frustrating Wes Holland beyond measure. And we're not going to monitor his radio traffic right now because I'm sure we probably don't want to hear the language that's going on between him and his pit crew while the frustration is getting aired out there. Boy, that time around, if you were listening to in-car radio with Brian Tribble, you could really hear the marbles kicking up here. Now, these tires get hot, the rubber starts coming off of there, and they roll up into little bitty balls between about the size of a child's marble. And it will amaze you inside these vehicles the sound they make when those marbles start hitting inside the fenders. You get running on a track like that with the kind of temperature we got tonight, you hit some of those marbles somebody else has laid down in front of you, it sounds like somebody is throwing gravel at the side of the vehicle where that's beating around in those inner fenders. Brian Tribble, now with a 9-second lead, driving away from the field, ready to put this one on ice, folks. Now working lap 139, so basically there's 12 more cycles around this track, and we're going to call it a night. And I hate to try to give a race away to anybody before the fat lady sang and the checker flags falling, but you know, a 9.4 second lead's pretty tough to overcome. I'm sure Doda Hoskins would like to do it, but I don't know that Superman can come back from a 9-second interval. And we've got a yellow. This will change the complexity of things just a bit. Wes Holland around. Take a little review here, see if we can figure out what happened. My first guess would have been Wes Holland got on the outside wall. My first guess would have been wrong. Wes Holland got two tires under that white line, and that will bite you in a heartbeat. He got those two tires under that line, that truck started sliding, and he was along for the ride. I don't see any damage to the truck. Amazingly enough, the skillful hands of Wes Holland managed to right that thing without doing damage, brought it back up on the track. I'm sure he probably kind of liked to get that thing in and get some tires put on it. But in the meantime, he's fallen the lap down. You can really hear those marbles kicking around in those fenders and inner panels, crush panels of these trucks. 22 on pit road, so the leader takes him down pit road. Wes Holland elects to stay out. Now you think Wes would have come in with that big slide for the tire damage. He did not. Doda Hoskins in on pit road. Travis Zuderman with him. So you've got the leader and all the vehicles on the lead lap. That's right, folks. Remember, Wes Holland's a lap down. He couldn't come in right there. Only the lead lap trucks can come in the first lap round. So Wes is stuck on the track. He can't come into the next lap around. I imagine that we will see him come in this time around, get 4 freshies put on that thing, because I'm sure he's flat spotted those things with the hard slide he took after he got the left side's just under that white line. It's a very unforgiving track when you do that. Now I mean to tell you, you got your hands full. The fact that he kept that truck straight is amazing. Spotters are telling us that Travis Zuderman took right sides only to get out of the pits a little bit faster there. We'll have to kind of wonder about that gamble. So we've got Brian Tribble leading the way. Timing and scoring is showing Doda Hoskins second, Travis Zuderman third, Wes Holland tail end of the lead lap here. So here we go. Wes Holland passes the pace car, getting that lucky dog. This is interesting. We see Travis Zudema up on the back of the pace car. And Tommy Scoring says he's the leader with a 2-tire change. So how would 2 tires hold up to Brian Tribble and Dode Hoskins? Tribble, no damage. Hoskins looks like his truck's pretty clean too. But the 13 Snap-on Chevy Silverado there of Travis Zudema still got some damage on that right front. So you kind of got to wonder, how does the aerodynamics going to affect this truck? How's the older left side tires going to affect this truck? And can he hold off Brian Tribble and Dode Hoskins? Anybody's guess, folks. Anybody's guess. Pace car showing the way around. He's still checking for the track for debris, which I don't think is quite necessary. I'm sorry, Wes Holland didn't contact anything, so other than a little tire smoke and some black streaks down there, nothing on the track to worry about. They've shut the lights out on the pace car. Travis Zudema clearing the induction system on his truck with a couple nice revs, making sure she's ready to go and not going to load up. Brian Tribble pulling on the outside. So we're going to have a Chevrolet Toyota race on the green flag. Wes Holland's caught up to the field. So we're now on the lead lap here. Once again, anybody's race. In the closing laps of the Stand Up for Cancer Memorial Race here on Loose Lug Nuts TV. Pace cars in. Zudema stands on it. Brian Tribble up to his outside. Dode Hoskins going to give him a nice push down into turn 1 and 2. We are side by side for the lead through 1 and 2. Tribble making a strong run on the outside. Zudema standing right there with him. He's got Dode Hoskins drafting with him. They go off in 1 and 2. Still a side by side dogfight. Oh my goodness. Zudema's wiggly. He slides up high, gains control. Tribble drives away. And who do we see on the inside? Going for second is Dode Hoskins as Travis Zudema makes some contact with the outside wall. Slides all the way back to 4th. Meantime, Dode Hoskins has his hands full with Wes Holland all over his bumper going into that turn. They're going to race. It may not be for the lead, but they are going to race. Off into turn we go. As you guessed it, Dode Hoskins on the bottom, Wes Holland trying to make it work on the outside. While these two are battling, Brian Tribble waving in the mirror to him as he drives off in the distance. So you guys race it up, sit there side by side. I'm going to go kiss the trophy queen. Lap 148 now as we head off into turn. Holland dives inside of Dode Hoskins. We haven't seen this move all night. Holland trying the bottom line. Did we just go into a blood moon or something? They line back up. One more time, Wes Holland in the tire tracks of Dode Hoskins. Nothing given that time around. They dive off into the turn. Wes Holland taking a peek downstairs. Dode Hoskins slams the door. Wes Holland says, that's fine. I think my elevator goes upstairs. Down the back straightaway they go. Nothing given. Holland looks under him as he slides up the track, and Holland takes the position. Ladies and gentlemen, Wes Holland just passed someone on the bottom of the track. Set your DVRs, replay that. I know you think I'm lying. Wes Holland now sets his sights on Brian Tribble. There is a 0.8 of a second lead. We are on lap 150. We are coming around. And it's Brian Tribble's race, ladies and gentlemen. Fireworks go off here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Wes Holland with a hard-fought second place finish after losing a lap. Dode Hoskins, I'm sure he's a little bit frustrated finishing third with as many laps as he led on this account. A heck of an event. Really good show with everybody there. Masterful driving by all the competitors there. Brian Tribble coming around, waving to the fans out of the 22, smoking the tires down here on the apron, slams it down. Gonna do donuts in the turn. Barely missing Wes Holland as he speaks by the high side. He's trying to do it at remote. Hadn't got it so far. He's more like doing a figure eight. Oop, don't hit the wall. There he comes. Yep. Brian Tribble's got the truck into the wall twice now. Pit crew's not going to be happy about that. See if we can get Brian Tribble up in the booth for an interview. Brian Tribble, it's Alan up here in the booth. How are you, sir?
Hey there, Alan.
Congratulations on that win. That's really an impressive run there. Really know you had to be frustrated when you mounted a heck of a lead there on the green flag pit stops and have that lead washed away with a yellow flag, but a way to battle back and finish this race with a win.
Well, thanks for noticing, Alan. That was that was pretty much something. I was saving my tires the entire time, really, just waiting for my opportunity, and finally, with 10 to go, there it was.
An impressive set of donuts you're doing now compared to the ones you did down there in the turn when you got the truck into the wall a couple times.
Well, practice makes perfect. I got my Joey Logano burnout going, and my emergency brake did not work. So there you have it.
There you have it. Congratulations, sir. We really tickled for you. Oh, and there goes the motor. I think Roger will have a word with you in the morning.
Yeah, but NASCAR can't say nothing about that engine,
All right. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, Alan, I guess you for being up there at the booth on this race. Very good of you, and Tim Campbell, of course, for doing all the hard work. So thank you, Tim.
Yes, hats off to Tim Campbell. Amazing work he does in production management there. We really appreciate his efforts. All right, let's go down and talk to Wes Holland now. Wes Holland, Alan in the booth. How are you, sir?
How's it going, Alan?
That, my friend, is an up and down night of anything I've ever seen. At one point, you were a lap down, battled back to second place, and lo and behold, how'd you do it? On the bottom of the track. I thought the moon had been in some kind of weird orbit, and the world had spun around backwards, and dogs and cats were laying down together for a second.
Yeah, man. I just went down there to try to make up time, and I was going to try to make it a race there at the end, but Dode's a good guy, and he's hard to get by, and he raced me the way he should have raced me. So we had a good race out there, and once again, congratulations to Brian Tribble on that win.
Hats off to you, sir. You and Dode Hoskins put on one hell of a race for the entire event. I have never seen that much side-by-side racing in my life. You'd have the measure of him by maybe a bumper coming around to start and finish. Every once in a while, he'd get you one hell of a race.
Yeah, we had a good time out there. At one point, Doe got on the radio and said he started sweating a little bit, and I told him I had already been sweating for about 40 laps now. So we had a good race out there, and we definitely had fun. And I appreciate these guys for showing up. I know it wasn't a bunch of cars out here, but they showed up for a good cause, and I'm pretty happy with the way things went.
Well, we've said a lot about your uncle, and thought we'd give you an opportunity to just share with the fans a little bit of that story.
Ben Pruitt, he was a good dude. I rarely got to see him because he was living in Australia at the time when he passed. So it's been a while, but he's always been a good dude. He gets on me on Facebook and pretty much disliked everything that I liked. So we had little arguments all the time, but it was all in fun, and he was real close to my wife. So he was a good dude. He was part of racing. He drove haulers in NASCAR for a lot of years for Hendrick and Joe Gibbs. And he went and did the V8 supercar stuff over there in Australia. So to see him pass from, this messed up cancer stuff, it hits close to home. So like I said, I appreciate these dudes showing up. Just like I told them right off the bat that I would have ran 150 laps on myself just to run this race. So I appreciate these guys showing up, and you guys for broadcasting this. And I'm sure the family appreciate it.
We're glad that we could be a part. I thought there was nothing more fitting for someone so involved in NASCAR and racing all his life to have a racing event dedicated in his memory.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, and like I said, I just want to stress that these guys that showed up tonight, I'm so happy with them, and shows how good of friends they are.
Thank you, Wes, and congratulations on that second place. I hate that you didn't get the win, but you certainly put on a show, my friend.
Hey, man, we brought this brain cancer paint scheme out to run one more time. I ran it once this season, and he actually has it as his background photo on Facebook. So just wanted to run it one more time, and I don't know what else to say, man. I appreciate these dudes coming out.
Thank you, Wes. Have a great evening.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
There you have it, folks. Race in the books. 150 laps here at Charlotte. Some of the best racing we've seen this season, side by side by side by side, for almost 150 consecutive laps. I think you got your money's worth on that. I think I'm hearing from production that Dode Hoskins is coming up in the booth. Dode Hoskins, Alan Manning in the booth. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Alan.
My friend, you put on one hell of a race for 150 laps. I have never seen so much side-by-side racing in one event in my life. You have got to have lost 15, 20 pounds in sweat.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm really pitted up.
I tell you, Wes was giving you all he had. You were giving him all you had. And I mean, that is some of the best racing I've ever seen. The two of y'all swapped the lead by a bumper at start-finish line, lap after lap after lap.
Oh, yes, sir. It was just awesome. And really clean driving, man. The best kind there is.
Absolutely. While we got you in the booth, is there anybody you'd like to throw a shout out to?
Well, sure. Everybody that sponsors Loose Lug Nuts, and you, and Tim, and Wesley, and Brian, and Travis, and all the other good brothers.
Well, we sure appreciate it, sir. You have yourself a great evening and a great showing on your part, and we really enjoyed watching you race on Loose Lug Nuts TV.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure being here with you, and I look forward to hopefully many more times.
Thank you, sir. Dode Hoskins, the Green Hornet there. So we want to give another shout out to our sponsors, Over the Top Paints, some of the best paints you will ever see in iRacing. You need a vehicle painted in iRacing, you need to be Over the Top. Also a shout out to the Wise Guys, Billy Wise and brothers and family in that band. Always good music. If you're in Florida, you need to look up their schedule and find those guys and listen to some classic rock and roll performed only the way those guys can. And for all you Chevrolet fans out there, make sure you stop and buy a shirt, a hat, a coffee mug, or other paraphernalia merchandise from bowtieapparel.com. On behalf of Tim, We're back there working production in the booth, and myself, we want to wish you a good night from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thanks for watching.